Hi people, you're welcome back to my channel. So I'll be using this fabric to make the A-shape dress. Okay, and as you can see, this fabric is on fold, so you fold it into two. So that will be my center front. Then I measured bust point. I'll be using about I think 10.5 for the bust point. So it depends on your own um calculated bust point, okay, or measured bust point. So that's my bust point, and I went ahead to create the neckline. So I measure 3 inches, and also the shoulder length, which is 7.5. Yours can be 7 or 8, it depends. Then I created the shoulder slope. Okay, from there I created the armhole also. Okay, then I make sure whatever I have on the bust or on the shoulder is the same thing I just measured now, in order to create the perfect armhole. Okay, so now I need to create my armhole curve. Find the midpoint of that armhole measurement. Then I went in by 1 inch in order to create the armhole curve. Sorry, I went in by 3/4 inch. Okay, so then my neckline depth for the front is 6 inches. I measured the 6 inches and I extended the neck width from 3 inches to I think 3.5 inches. You can make it 4. I don't want it to be so tight. So the neck depth of 6 and neck width of 3.5 inches. So after this now, I fixed in my bust round divided by 4, and I measure it on the upper chest line. Then I added my seam allowance. So if you like, you can add half inch for ease. I think I added half inch for ease. Then after then, I went in to measure the length of the gown. It's a long one. So I think I use about 62 inches for the length, for the full length. 62 inches plus extra, plus the Emmy allowance. I think I use 2 for the Emmy allowance also. So now from the upper chest line, I'm going to connect it down to the Emmy. Okay, you can see I added half inch for ease now. So you can see I connect this slantly from my upper chest line. I connect this slantly to the full material. Okay, since it's an A-shaped dress, so I couldn't use my hip measurement here. Even after adding the hip measurement, you still need to add some extra allowance. So I just went ahead and used the full fabric. So I place the front on top of the back also in order to, so now I've measured the neckline for the back. I think I used 3 inches for the back. It depends, you can use from 1.5 inch, 2 inches. It depends on how you want it. So the same thing for the hemming also for the back. So I hope you understand this part. Since I folded my fabric into two, so I just use the full material. But if you don't want it to be so full, you can just measure some inches and add it to the quarter of your hip allowance at the hemming. Okay, so and I created this little curve at the corner there. So note, I'm cutting both front and back together now. So now I went ahead to, in case you'll be adding pockets to your dress, so I measure my waistline. So from the waistline, you come down by 1 inch. So from that 1 inch, now you're going to insert your pocket bag. So that's why I mark it, so that when I'm ready to fix in the pocket, or in case you want to fix pocket, I end up not fixing pocket to this one, but maybe in future I might come back and change my mind. So even the armhole for the back, you need to be careful and cut it out. So this is what I have. So I've removed the back. So I need to come now and remove the armhole cuff for the front and also cut out the neckline. So now for the back, there's an opening at the back. Okay, so it depends on how deep you want it to be. Okay, so I went ahead and measured some inches, I think about 8 inches downward, because I'll be fixing button to the back. You can see the neckline is high and there's no zipper on this fabric. So go ahead and move to the next stage. Okay, so I pick my leftover fabric in order to create the facing. So I'll be creating this for the back first, since there's no lining, so definitely we need to use facing. So I trace out the neckline. Then I'm not going to use the whole of the shoulder, so I just measured about 3 inches from the neckline and just create something. You can make it a round curve or any style you want, but I just cut mine straight. So that's the facing for the back. And now I need to open up the center back in order to create the opening that I'm going to join together later. So just cut it open. You don't need to remove any fabric from it. Just cut it open like so. So then make sure whatever you cut on the main fabric is the same opening. It's the same thing you open on the facing also. And you have to open it the same way. Just like this. Then we're going to place it right side to right side. Right side of the facing to the right side of the fabric. You can also use the same style for the front also. You understand? So in case you're creating an opening in the front or just simple V shape, you use the same method. Okay, so also cut out the facing for the back, for the front, and the same length of the at the shoulder, just the same way I did for the back, and cut it out. Okay, you open it and place it accordingly. Also, you place the facing right side to right side, right side of the facing to the right side of the fabric, and you stitch around. So I'll be stitching on half inch, 0.5 inch. So let's do the stitching together, guys. Okay, so you sew this side carefully. Then make sure you notch and turn it to the right side. You can see. So when you give it a good press, it's going to come out with. Then the front pattern also, you stitch on half inch on the round neck. And make sure you notch, please. It's very important. Then you turn it to the right side and use the iron. Please, if you're not conversant with this method, please don't try it in order not to tear your clothes. Okay, it's just for the sake of the video in order to um present everything at once. So now I need to join the front and the back at the shoulder now. So please just watch carefully. Then I'm picking one and turn it over. You make sure it's close to the edge. That's the one inside. Make sure it's close to the edge. That's the joining. And flip it over. Then I measured 1 inch at the neckline. 1 inch at the neckline. So make sure the remaining fabric align at the top. Then you sew to 1/2 inch at the armhole. 1 inch to 1/2 inch at the armhole. You start with 1 inch and end with 1/2. So now automatically the sewing will be slanting. So we'll do the same thing for the other side of the shoulder also. Make sure the fabric inside is at the joining, so that even as you're touching the edge, you can feel the weight of the one inside there. Then you measure 1 inch and sew down to 1/2 inch. Okay, you can see the shoulder is neatly joined. This is the method I've been using and it's been working for me perfectly. So at the upper chest line, at the armhole, you sew your seam allowance down to the hemming. The exact seam allowance you leave, you sew it down to the hemming. So I join both sides. Then now I need to use my bias tape to turn to finish up the armhole, because it's going to be a sleeveless dress. So I want my bias tape to be on the inside. So that means I'm going to start sewing from outside. Then note that I fold the edge of my bias tape in order to give me a clean finishing. So you sew carefully. For details on how to sew on a bias tape, I think I have a video on it on the channel. You can check it out. Then you fold it over neatly, turn to the inside and stitch. So this part now, make sure it is neatly done. So this is what it looks like on the outside. You can see. So the bias tape is only visible on the inside. So this is what I'll be using instead of button at the back. I know it to be hook and high, something like that. Yes. So that's what I'm going to use to secure the opening at the back. So now I'll stitch it together using a needle. Okay. So just secure it neatly. When you see it, you will even know where to stitch, where to attach to the cloth. It's simple. I have to stitch it, sew it on the inside, on the wrong side of the material, so that it won't be rough on the outside. So after doing this, I think that's all. I went ahead to fix the hemming of the dress. So please, if you are here to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. And remember to like this video, please. So this is it. This is what the back will look like. I hope you can see. And look at the sleeveless, the armhole, and the neck. And the dress is ready. So this is the result of our A-shaped gown. As you can see, it's free actually, and this is what we created with the style at the back. So please feel free to share your opinion in the comment section, and if you're yet to subscribe to my channel, please subscribe. Please remember to give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you and stay blessed. Bye.